Stock market opened up bloody today. Dow Jones down 1,200, S&P down 2%, Nasdaq down 2%, and new investors don't know what the hell to do. Well, it's times like this where we see the greatest opportunity, y'all. You don't press that panic button and you stop just pressing buttons. If you just sit back for a second, you'll understand there's a bigger play at hand right here. What if I actually told you that Venezuela and Iran was really about Donald Trump trying to cripple China? Now, that's an interesting perspective. It's just me saying maybe it's not what we think it is. Now, just think about it from this perspective. January, we hit Venezuela, and then we start threatening Iran. Well, we know that China gets oil from Russia, but a lot of their infrastructure was built from Iran and Venezuela. How else do you get data centers? How else do you get manufacturing plants? And how else do you get military operation when 45% of their oil came from those two countries who now are under American control? Now, I'm not saying it's right. What I am saying is, what if this whole thing was about weakening China? Now, before we get into the rest of the video, let me just say this. Gas prices jumped overnight, and a tanker is actually burning in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran now has halted oil and gas shipments through the most important chokehold in the world. And 25% of the world's oil flows through that narrow channel. Now think about this. 100 million barrels of oil gets used a day or shipped a day. What if 20 to 25 million of those are now on the battlefield? This is not about politics. This is about something different. And today we're going to talk about inflation, your portfolio, and how we, the American taxpayer, actually are footing the bill for this. The same way we did with tariffs is the same way we're going to pay for it in this war. And the stock market, in my perspective, is the only way that we can give our dollars a chance to breathe. Before we get too much into this, man, make sure you like and make sure you subscribe. Help me get this video to about 2,000 likes, y'all, because this one is going to be really good. Because in this video, I'm going to also break down why this conflict could send oil prices even higher, why gas prices are already rising, and what happens when the market is disrupted with war. And then I'm going to break down 3 stocks that I like. Of course, I know that's why you come, but I need you to understand that it's more than about just the 3 stocks. It's the things that lead up to the 3 stocks and why I'm looking at them. So let's get into it, y'all. There's a narrow passage connected to the Persian Gulf, and it opens to the ocean. And through it flows just some minor things, Saudi oil, Iranian oil, Iraqi oil, UAE oil, Kuwait oil, and sometimes even American oil. And every day, roughly 25 million barrels of oil got to move through that conduit. Now, that's nearly a quarter of global supply. And when that route becomes unstable, oil markets actually react instantly. Now, we've seen Iran threaten to close this many times. Well, this time they actually did. Even threatened and said, if any ships that come through that ain't ours, we shooting at them. That's interesting. So, shipping insurance now skyrockets. Routes become longer because nobody don't want to go through there. Transportation costs go up, and those costs are passed on straight to us because we already know how America plays the game. Somebody got to eat the cost, and it ain't them. Who else than the good old taxpayer? You and me, who already struggling to make it in this dang on economy. Gas prices are already going up. Inflation is rising. We just saw that from the PPI reports last week. And now all of a sudden, the Federal Reserve has a bigger problem. But Jerome Powell don't care because he's about to get out of office. So that means we won't see a rate cut till about June, which is kind of expected. We saw the dollar ramp up a little bit more. And as the dollar ramped up, well, people sold off on gold because of stronger dollar. People are looking, and we see the whole market on fire today. Everything was bleeding, but the market actually came back a little bit today. It hit some demand zone, it hit some support, and it came back. But let's think about it. Higher oil prices in this economy hits us in multiple ways. First is transportation. Trucks moving across the country, that's going to cost more. Ships moving across the world, that's going to cost more. Planes moving goods across continents, that's going to cost more. And all of them are doing what? Running on fuel. So that's the first way it's going to hit us. It's not even about the market yet. Then let's talk about manufacturing because it's the second way it's going to hit us. Oil and natural gas power factories. Higher energy costs mean higher production costs. Well, you know who that's going to fall on? Probably us too. Then third, we got to talk about food. Because agriculture depends heavily on fuel and fertilizer. So when energy prices rise, food prices follow. So Where the food stamps at, man? Guess y'all didn't get that one. Well, inflation is on rise again, and the Federal Reserve can't cut rates. That puts us in even more of a pickle, which is exactly what the market wants right now. The market is begging, but this type of catalyst puts the market in the buying. And so while everybody is selling off, I want you, the new investor, I want you, the trader, to not panic in these markets. I want you to just relax, take a deep breath. Because I've talked about this in my last video, but I want to reiterate it right here. The market will go through 3 phases now. After I talk about these 3 phases, I'm going to tell you the first stock that I actually think we should look at. But let's think about these 3 phases. The first phase is panic. Markets sell off. Well, Monday they didn't sell off when everybody thought they were, but they didn't. They held up pretty strong. And then Trump said, I don't want to talk to Iran. We are past that phase. And then we sold off the day. Volatility spikes. We got a VIX at 26. Investors usually rush to gold, but this time gold sold off. So now you're thinking, what do? You relax because there's phase 2. That's where the clarity kicks in. Investors start evaluating, well, what is the real impact on the economy? And they start seeing it. Things start to stabilize. And Trump will start saying everything going to be all right. And we think this is a success. Then people get back into the market. And then phase 3, that's the rotation. That's when money moves back into sectors that benefit from whatever the situation is. And that's when the opportunity shows up. And right now, people can't see the opportunity because of the fear. And this is why I want you to position, because if you wait till the headlines come, you're already too late. So think about this first stock, Navarro's Maritime Partners. It's a global shipping company. Ticker symbol NMN, right? They transport commodities across the world. And when shipping routes become disrupted, well, shipping costs raises up dramatically. That's because ships got to travel longer distances. Insurance premiums increase and demand for vessels rise. Why? Because people need oil. We want oil. People tend to just disregard that there's a whole war going on because the economy still got to float. So companies like Navarro's, well, they benefit from higher check rates and shipping demand. And in times of geopolitical tension, global shipping becomes expensive. And shipping company, well, they see stronger revenue. Nah, I'm not here to celebrate the war because people's lives are at stake and people are really, really, really going through it. As a matter of fact, a few American soldiers lost their life. Thank y'all for y'all service, family. Because without y'all, we wouldn't know what freedom is. But here's the part of the story that makes this situation go to another level. Fuel tankers in the Strait of Hormuz, well, they reportedly got set on fire by some type of drone strikes. That isn't just another headline. Because when ships start burning, insurance rates explode and ships slow down and oil traders start pricing in real disruption right there. Now remember this, 20 to 25% of all the world's oil flow through this narrow channel. Not pipelines, ships, tankers. We talking real money right here. Millions and millions and billions of dollars. And if tankers become targets, shipping companies immediately begin to reroute vessels, or they're going to just delay them shipments. And that alone can tighten supply before any oil price actually stops. And that causes a spike in oil prices, and that becomes a spike in gas prices and everything else. Now, here's where the situation escalated a little bit further, because there's always a domino effect if we really pay attention. Donald Trump said, hey, we are going to deploy Navy escorts for oil tankers traveling through the Strait. Why? Because we want to still travel through there. The idea is simple. If commercial ships are at risk, the military protects the shipping lanes. But historically, when naval escorts begin appearing in global shipping routes, markets interpret that as a real serious problem. Not panic, though. More like escalation. And so we got to think about that. For us, we got to pay attention. We got to see. So when we look at companies like NMM, we say, okay, how do we position ourselves with this? Because it means more governments are preparing for the possibility that shipping routes could remain unstable for a longer period of time. And what did Trump say? This could last 4 to 5 weeks. So that means a whole month of March, you can just call that as a wash. So what I would tell you is hold, be patient. And this matters to markets. And this is a time when investors who understand this, we don't panic. We say, we've been here before. It just take on another scenario. Because markets don't wait for worst case scenarios. They price in the risk first, and then they think later. And if traders believe all shipments might be disrupted, then all futures will move immediately. And shipping rates move with that. And energy stocks move with that. And then you see Chevron, and you see Exxon, and then you see OHI, and then you see VLO, and then you see Marathon. And then before we know it, inflation is up way before what we could think. And this is exactly why we saw prices jump 10 cents in gas today. And I said, wow. Not because supply disappeared overnight, but because markets are pricing a possibility of disruption. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, the market is facing a lot right now. Isn't it me, or is it everybody feel like America just is knee deep in some stuff right now? First it was terrorists, then it was China, then it was Europe, then it's Venezuela. Now it's Iran, then it's Russia. I just feel like, why are we in the middle of everything? And all we want to do is live? So higher oil prices trigger a chain reaction across the whole economy. Higher oil prices mean higher gasoline prices, higher transportation costs, higher shipping costs, higher fuel costs, and then eventually higher prices at the store. Again, what are food stamps at? Oh, I forgot. They say taxes was coming. Well, I wonder how that's going to happen and how that's going to feel, right? Because when inflation rises, the Federal Reserve becomes less likely to cut rates because inflation is keep going up, which can slow the economy and economic growth now slow down. So this situation isn't just geopolitical, y'all. This has direct consequences to your wallet, to your investments, and to your retirement accounts. And so this is why I'm telling you to hold. But also, this is why I like gold. Again, I know it's sold off today, but think, inflation is rising. The Treasury, well, people aren't buying treasury bills right now. And we're seeing a lot of other countries and a lot of other central banks really lock in on buying gold. So yes, America, gold sold off today. And I know people believe, oh, gold ain't there. I'm a heavy believer in gold. But also, second company I want to talk about is Valero, which is one of the largest U.S. refiners in the United States. They don't drill oil. They refine it into gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. I wonder. So when oil markets tighten and fuel prices rise, refiners often benefit. But let me tell you why, because I know you're going to ask, why, Trap? Because there's a big difference between crude oil prices and refined fuel prices, known as crack spread. Yep, it widens. And Valero is extremely efficient at capturing that margin. They operate 15 refineries across the U.S., Canada, and the U.K. Now, that gives them an enormous capacity to process crude oil and sell finished product, fuel-based products to the world. So when gasoline starts to surge, companies like Valero often see what? Stronger margins. Now, this is not new to you because I told you this the minute we got into Venezuela. I said Chevron, Exxon, VLO. That's what I was looking at. Now, this last company is real interesting. Ticker symbol ECO, Eco Tankers. Now, this one is directly tied to this situation that's unfolding in front of us with the Strait of Hormuz. Because when geopolitical tensions tighten and when they hit global shipping routes, tanker companies like this, well, they see their revenues surge overnight, and this is what's happening. The stock is up almost 60% on a year. Of course, it pulled back today. Why? Because blood was everywhere. You wasn't safe anywhere. Well, here's what they actually do. There's a pure play on crude oil shipping company. They operate a fleet of very large crude carriers called VLCC, very large crude carriers. These are massive super tankers responsible for transporting oil across the globe. Each one carries about 2 million barrels of crude oil per trip. Think about that. That's the scale that we're talking about right here. Their ships move from major producing regions like the Middle East to consuming regions such as China, Europe, United States. Of course, we knew that. Think about that. They go from producer regions to consumer regions with 2 million barrels of oil per trip. So when global oil trades become unstable and shipping companies like this one, they sit right in the middle of disruption. Think about a company like ECO because they benefit from this crisis. Remember, the headlines that we just talked about, oil tanker rates, they've hit all-time highs, family. And that's because insurance now are pulling war coverage. That's right. Insurance companies now are pulling war coverage, which means fewer ships now will be willing to travel through the region because ain't nobody going through nothing but people shooting bombs and missiles and guns and they ain't got no insurance. So that reduces the supply of tankers. But demand to move the oil, that doesn't appear, which means the ships that do go, well, they're going to charge significantly higher rates. And tanker companies get paid for every voyage. So when freight rates spike and revenue spikes, and these are one of the big dogs who we know for a fact going to be there. And so I want you to just look at that, man. So NNM, Valero, and ECO, those are the three tickers that I'm looking at right now. Again, this is not about us saying we glad we going to war. We don't never want to go to war. I don't be lying. Like, I've seen enough bloodshed in my life. I just want us all to get money. But this affects our pocket. And so the only way we can live with high inflation is putting our money somewhere where it can make money. And so, it's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. I hope this video taught you a lot. Rewatch it again. Share it with somebody you love. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Salute.